Hi there, and welcome to Honeybee U Tarot. My name is Melissa. For those of you who have never come across my channel, thank you for stopping by. I hope you like what you see and hear. And for those of you who have been with me for a while, hi again. I needed to take a break, and I'm still not sure when I'm going to start up my regular postings, but I've needed to be in the hangman energy. I've really felt that. I feel that we're all really sort of collectively there right now. But I just really felt called to do this reading to include the community in on this reading for the full moon, supermoon, full lunar eclipse in Sagittarius tomorrow morning. So let's just quickly get started here. Okay, so I always use the Moonology deck to get a overarching message when we do the full moon and the new moon, any of the moon sort of lunar readings. So let's see. Oh, did that? Oh, we'll see. That was odd. Okay. All right, guys. Yeah. So work through your fears. New moon in Scorpio with luck is on your side. New moon in Sagittarius. Okay. So this is going to be a reminder if anything should come up. And oh, by the way, I'm getting ready to record the third quarter North Node readings, but I have seen a lot of clients and different people saying that the second quarter new moon, North Node readings are really coming to fruition right now and making a lot more sense than when I originally posted. And so I really feel like, hey, whatever's going on right now, we may be, it may be bringing up old fears, old beliefs, old patterns that we kind of thought we've worked through. And they may be showing up, maybe like one final test, something like that. Okay, and luck is on your side. New moon in Sagittarius, right? Expansion. I will read from the Moonology Oracle deck when at the end, okay? So let's just get right into the reading. Okay. All right. So I have extensively shuffled, cleared and cleansed all of my decks. They are ready to go. Give you one more shuffle. And we're looking at right now, what are the challenges present for the collective? This is for the collective. Okay, challenges present for the collective. Challenges present for the collective. Okay. Saw it flip, but where? There it is. Okay. Okay, we've got Three of Pentacles. With strength at the bottom of the deck. Okay. Wow. There is so much. I should have probably allowed a little bit more time for me to talk. But I'm not going to. So, if something comes up or is revealed or happens, that brings up old fears. Just know and remember everything that you have come through in your past, all of the ways that you have shown your strength, your determination, your perseverance. And the challenge here, right, is the Three of Pentacles. So what came up for me as soon as I saw it was the challenge is going to be in being able to work together. The challenge may be in allowing other people and their expertise or even their viewpoint or even their experiences to be as important, valid, equal, helpful, truthful as another person's. Okay? And what each of us individually may need to do in order to make that happen is to be real clear with where our own ego gets in the way, where our own sort of primal base instinctual needs for safety, security, certainty, belonging might be getting in our way. I don't know if I said that in a sentence that was understandable. Okay, so that is current challenge. Okay, really want to talk more, but let's look now at what are our strengths. Speaking of strengths present right now. Okay, so bottom of the deck, Nine of Swords. Okay, this is faith over fear if we're looking at strengths, right? So let's say something comes up and it does create a sense of worry, what to do, how to do, what's going on. It's important that we use our thought, our what ifing to, I think, to come up with solutions, even if they're sort of positive, faith-based, intentional intention setting, right? Like, if I'm going to use all of this energy what ifing, then I'm going to think of the best possible outcomes in any given situation, and I'm going to do whatever I can in order to stay present, but to resist thinking of sort of like the negative things and the fears and the what ifs and the big scaries, okay? Because I feel like we're really in this, Jupiter is in Pisces, and so we're in this sort of, wow. I'm going to say liminal space where there's the ability to be very creative and dreamy and connect with the ethereal and the mystical and the magical, as well as to be, maybe delusional or illusional or move into addictions or being, you know, fantastical. And it's kind of like, I don't know, I used this as a metaphor the other day. It's kind of like, think of Elvis, right? Like what he did, you know, when he came on the scene, I mean, wow. And then, no disrespect whatsoever, complete Elvis fan. But it got just so almost grotesque in a way, right? Um, for whatever that is. So, or for whatever that is, you know, no judgment. Um, so again, sorry, I don't know what I was saying. Mercury retrograde, thank you. Lots going on. Okay, so but what came out? The strengths, okay? Be open-minded and faithful enough to be able to walk away from something that maybe has been good, that may be, you know, satisfying or has been emotionally fulfilling up to this point. Be willing to walk towards the more, something that's even better, that's higher, that's could be even more personally fulfilling. And look, we have that eclipse. Okay, so I'm doing this as a collective reading, but individually, we each are, right, a drop in the ocean, creating the ocean. And so this could happen on, you know, the individual level as we see eclipses. Lunar eclipses, you know, they can just be very sudden endings, and or they can feel sudden. You may have an inkling of whatever is coming, and you might not. Okay, because you might not. Okay. But just remember, faith over fear. If I could say anything right now, faith over fear. Okay. Faith over fear. All right. So, speaking of, collectively, what do we need to release? What may we be asked to release? Okay. Okay, we have a quick moving energy coming in. It's fire energy. So, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Sagittarian moon, right? But we also have the Eight of Pentacles, right? So, an interesting card to draw for what we need to release. I would say, again, because we have we have a lot of this Piscean nebulous energy around us. While one thing may come to light, some other things may still remain hidden or be yet to be revealed. It's almost like, you know, when you see like the breaking news and they break the news and it's something, it's something big, but then, you know, 2 days later or 3 days later, you start to get more of the story, and then oh oops, and then we get a little bit more of the story. It's kind of like, I think maybe resist or release needing to rush in to doing anything potentially work related, but to release rushing into any kind of need to get to work, you know, like maybe we'll see what we need to focus on, but yeah. Alternatively, it could be, you know, release the need to act impulsively and maybe allow yourself the flexibility, but start taking the action steps or practical steps to doing or creating whatever is right for you in the moment, right? Do what you can right now with what you have in this moment, but also remain flexible, because things could change, right? Things could change. You hear the squirrel out there? Yeah. The only one who seems to be getting fat right now on my sunflower seeds. I gotta go back to the safflower. Got the most birds. And no squirrels with safflower seeds. Lesson learned. By the way, take some time to look over the lessons learned, maybe over the last decade or longer. No. And set those intentions of releasing anything that's holding you back with regards to any of the past. See how long this barking goes. Okay, so we're looking at what to focus on. Yeah, okay. So, like I said, like release the past. If there's anything that is keeping you stuck, coulda, woulda, shoulda, in the past, I don't know why this just came up, but you know, yes, regrets, but also like resentment that's just poisoning you, or even just anything that you can do that feels really intentional, and saying like, I'm letting this go. Say your prayers, help me to let this go, you know, to whoever you speak to as your higher power. This would be a great time to do that. I've got my own, found a box of pictures I thought I had lost for years, and I found them during my little hangman time. I have been really culling and getting rid of things, and I came across this box, and I'm so grateful. I found all of these pictures of my kids that I thought I had lost, but I also found pictures of people in my life from my past that I don't need to have these pictures, and they need to go away. So that's going to be part of my little ceremony this evening. But You know, allow yourself, God's spirit, divine timing, whatever you want to call it, your own strength. You know, you've got strength here again at the bottom of the deck. Your own strength, your own willpower to take you into a calmer mental space. Okay. On one side of the boat, you know, there's stiller, calmer waters, and over here it's still a little choppy, but this, you know, this oar rod or whatever he's doing to row the boat, you know, it's full of, it's black. I'm burning my black Scorpio candle today. You know, it's full of potential, okay? Full of potential. So moving through, releasing, transforming, transmuting, allow yourself, set your intention. I decide how I want to think about what has happened to me. I decide my narrative. I decide what comes next. And I co-create. This is my, I've had this for a billion years. And I was polishing it today and I saw on the back of the little, what's this thing called? The little thing, I don't know. It says Starborn on it. And it was always for, I wore this probably for about 10 years, was like a symbol for me of co-creation. And so we are co-creators. Divine timing is here to say, like, what you got, what you're going to do. Here, it's the perfect time for you to do this, like release, let go. What have you learned? What are you going to do with it? But it starts with the way that we think about our story and what we have been through. And it takes strength, but we also become strong, right? Okay. So I usually like to do a different deck for potential blocks or challenges, but I'm not going to today. Okay. Wow. Okay. Potential blocks and challenges, the Devil card. Okay. Now, we do have something happening with Saturn. Look up your favorite astrologist. They'll probably be talking about it. But we're back into this whole thing about, you know, old versus the new, structure, power, control versus freedom. And also, you know, for me, this is like, what are our beliefs about ourselves that keep us stuck, keep us tethered to certain patterns, behaviors, relationships, situationships, whatever you want to call it. You know, what are those things that keep us stuck and bound and unable to fly free? We also have the Wheel of Fortune. Okay. Now, as I said, when we're talking about Jupiter and Pisces, there's, oh, and this is a Jupiterian card, okay? It's expansion, right? And the wheel turns. what is it going to expand in your life when we think of the Piscean energy? Are we going to be in our highest self, our spiritual self, our creative self, our self that is connected to sort of all that is and everyone, and compassion, and that the earth, animals, water, sea, the cosmos? Or are we going to be connected to delusion? And what's coming to me right now is the illusion and the delusion that we're all alone. And that fear, right? Remember we said this was the challenge, right? This is like, I have to work in community. The challenge is to work together. And this is, this card sits underneath the Strength card. When we line up all the major arcana, this is underneath the Strength card. So if we're not really harnessing all of our strength, we can become bound to this belief or certain patterns in our lives that keep us focused on, the material world and put primary focus on that. This is also a card, if I didn't already say it, it's Saturn. Looks like he has the sign of Jupiter up in his hand that he's holding up here. Yeah, I'm just going to leave it at what I just said. Okay, just leave it for right now. And highest possible outcome. Highest possible outcome. Okay. Well, Saturn. Okay, yeah. All right. So we've got the Queen of Swords here. Okay. And to me, she's the ultimate truth teller. She speaks her truth. The Queen of Swords tells it like it is to her. She might not know. I mean, she has her truth, right? She has her truth. So it's okay. Like I said, we all have our own truth and experience. If we can honor each other, work together, see the value in each other's experience and truths, and value those as part of the collective human experience. Not always easy, for sure, right? We can achieve great things. We can do the hard work necessary, and Saturn requires it. It's interesting that, I've got this in the Ten of Swords, or Ten of Wands, which a lot of people are like, hard work, burden, it's tough. Yes, it is. But whatever we learn under Saturn's tutelage and tough love, it's there are lessons and achievements that will never be forgotten, right? They're the ways that we each kind of like level up. It's yeah. I'm sure that you all can think of lessons and things that you've gone through, difficult, challenging times. And while you may not have wanted to go through them and they were difficult, you may have thought at times like, I just want to quit. Can I go anymore? Can I go anymore? If you finally get through and you actually achieve that thing or get through that struggle, you probably would be willing to say, I challenge you to do that. That changed me. That changed my life. That showed me what I'm made of. That told me that I can, if I can do that, I can do anything, you know? And so I feel like, I don't know, we could get a, clarifier for that. Yeah, let's get a clarifier for that. Highest possible outcome. Yeah, we're gonna, okay, Five of Swords, bottom of the deck, and Prince of Wands here. Okay. So this is similar to the Knight of Wands energy that we saw earlier. Got the Leo signifier here. I just feel like he, in this deck, he is so I mean, the sun is like shining, you know, is behind him, shining on him. And he seems so intense in that he has a vision and he's so I feel like he's looking, it's almost like the 1,000-yard stare, you know? It's like when you just decide, you just finally get some kind of instant knowing or inspiration or clarity, or I guess that's all I can think of, where you know what you have to do. You know what you have to do, and you kind of sit there like, yeah. But it's not like the Knight of Wands energy where, you know, he's rushing in full-heartedly. He is in this scene, it's almost like, I don't know, it's like this, the sense I'm getting is that's all I can say. It's like the 1,000-yard stare. It's like when there's chaos everywhere, right? And shit's going down, and then you just suddenly go, oh my God, this just happened. I know what I need to do. And you kind of sit there for like a second and you're gearing up, and then you go. For what that is worth, But it is, yeah, so we've got five of swords at the bottom of the deck. So, you know, to me, this person is in surrender position. Yeah, this thing is going down. This thing happened. This is what it is. And this is what I need to do because of what is, right? Okay. So let's see what this moonology. Work through your fears. New moon in Scorpio. This card suggests a rebirth. Think of your situation as the phoenix that's rising from the ashes, as the birth, death, rebirth paradigm. That's what Scorpio energy is all about. Interesting, because I'm burning my little Scorpio candle. So I'm Scorpio rising, so I have Scorpio instead of my Virgo, but it's delicious candle. Whatever you've been through, there's a new start ahead. It might be a little dark. It almost certainly won't be rainbows and unicorns, but it will be deep and transforming. This card also suggests that if you know you are magical, then this is the time to work your magic. It can also herald the start of a sexier time. If you've been experiencing something of a drought, an emotional intimacy is also on the menu. Scorpio is the sign that likes to go deep into body, mind, and spirit. So when this card comes up, there's nothing superficial about what's coming your way. Attune to the moon. Have some sexy time. Additional meanings for this card: time to let go of a grudge you're holding. I think I talked about that earlier. Move on from jealousy. Stop being obsessive. Could it be you're being paranoid? Make an investment. The teaching: Scorpio is the sign of death and rebirth, magic and shamans. Its energy is a little bit dark, occult, even scary. Not all of us like to face the shadow, but Scorpio demands it. In fact, it's through working through your dark side that you can get to the light. And the new moon in Scorpio and the appearance of this card at any other time suggests you need to do that now. Okay, here we go. Love it. And should we do new moon in Sagittarius? How much time do I have? Okay. Whatever's coming your way, it looks set. Where did it go? Bottom of the deck. Okay. Remember, bottom of the deck cards for me is energy that's moving from the past into the present and then into the future. So it's kind of like this, this energy that what's coming up isn't just, there may be some sort of shock out of the blue kind of something, but we've been building up to it. Okay. Whatever's coming your way, it looks set to put a smile on your face. The new moon in Sagittarius can mark the restart of fun after a period of feeling low. The energy is adventurous and even willing to take a few risks, but be careful you don't bet the farm on something here, as the Wheel of Fortune is still spinning. We had that earlier. The card is about exploring life metaphorically by exchanging big ideas with others or just thinking about your own philosophies. Perhaps it's time to change your mind about something important. It can also signal that a trip away is coming up, if there's something you're working to achieve. But the overall message of this card is that whatever happens next will be some sort of a gift, even if that simply means widening your worldview. Right. Count your blessings literally. Write them down and say them out loud. Additional meanings for this card: you need to laugh more. This is a wonderful time to start a course of study or teaching. Don't be narrow-minded. Start a week of gratitude practice. Sagittarius is a sign of a fun travel, exploration, and the great cosmic quest. It's the sign of big ideas. Its energy is expansive, upbeat, lucky, and divine. The new moon in Sagittarius exudes all of this, as does this card whenever you draw it. Nothing is set in stone with Sagittarius, and an optimistic energy could attract all manner of good things if you tap into the energy by reporting the best. So just remember, you know, you choose your thoughts and how you want to frame your story. And wow, this was really interesting. I don't know. Should we get? Let's get one more. I won't even read out of the book. Let's just get one. One more. Message. And since I'm not going to read out of the book, whatever animal comes up, I challenge you to look up the meaning. Brown bear spirit, take time out. There you go. Okay. So I said, I feel like collectively, I feel the energy and I felt it for a while. So I just had to take a break. But I feel like this is like a collective thing. Okay. Take time out. Rest. You need to, but look up brown spirit and trust that your higher self will take you to the message that you need to receive. This is also a number 9. Okay, so we're almost to a 10. We're almost to an end and a new beginning with the number 9. But 9 is a great number. So with that, thank you so much for being a part of my why. And I appreciate you. This is what we're doing here. Or this is my why. And I will be making an announcement here soon about what my next thing is. But for now, I wish you well, be happy, be loved. Know that you matter, your life matters, and your healing matters. Thank you. Bye-bye.